The Yemen conflict, emerging in 2014, has, without a doubt, brought devastation to one of the Arab world's most impoverished nations. Yet every war, no matter how tragic, creates a ripple effect, with some nations benefiting from the altered dynamics. While the world focused its attention on Yemen's deteriorating conditions, few would expect that nations such as Eritrea and Somaliland, positioned across the Bab al-Mandab Strait and the Gulf of Aden, would see their international standings drastically improve. Prior to the war in Yemen, Eritrea was a nation in isolation, grappling with UN sanctions and a series of territorial disputes with its neighbors. Its history was marred with prolonged wars with Ethiopia and sporadic clashes with Djibouti. On the global stage, Eritrea's few international connections often painted it in a negative light, especially with accusations of supporting al-Shabaab militants in Somalia, primarily due to their stance against Ethiopia. However, as Yemen's conflict escalated, especially with Saudi Arabia's intervention in 2015, the strategic significance of Eritrea, lying adjacent to the conflict zone, became undeniably evident to regional powerhouses. Riyadh and Abu Dhabi, always on the lookout for strategic allies, turned their gaze towards Eritrea. Given Eritrea's estrangement from the international community and a need for foreign investment, the nation was ripe for partnership. Both these Middle Eastern powerhouses sought military bases closer to Yemen. Although their initial attempt to collaborate with Djibouti fell through, Eritrea emerged as the next best alternative. This military and strategic alliance saw Eritrea shifting its allegiance, breaking ties with Iran and aligning with the coalition against the Houthi rebels backed by Tehran. The UAE established a military base in the Red Sea port of Asab, and in return promised Eritrea a renewed chance on the international stage. The mutual relationship exceeded expectations. Not only did Eritrea benefit from investments, but it also saw a revival in its diplomatic ties with countries that had previously ostracized it. The UAE played a crucial role in mediating a peace agreement between Eritrea and Ethiopia in 2018, ushering in a new era for the Horn of Africa. The diplomatic windfall didn't stop there for Eritrea. The country strengthened its ties with Ethiopia, assisting in the Tigray conflict, and also mended its strained relationship with Djibouti and Somalia. The UN recognized these positive changes by lifting numerous sanctions placed on Eritrea, though the arms embargo remained. The most significant outcome was the transformation of Eritrea's external relations, which can largely be attributed to the Yemen conflict. Eritrea wasn't the only nation to benefit from the ripple effects of Yemen's war. Somaliland, a self-declared state yet to gain international recognition, also found its fortunes turning. While Somaliland enjoyed informal ties with many nations, its aspirations for global recognition faced a significant hurdle: the African Union's reluctance to recognize its sovereignty without the consent of Somalia, which was firmly denied. Again, the UAE emerged as a game-changer. For its military and strategic objectives in Yemen, the UAE sought more bases, with Somaliland's port of Berbera emerging as a prime candidate. The port wasn't just a strategic point, it carried immense commercial potential. Landlocked Ethiopia recognized the value of Berbera as a potential trading hub, providing it an alternative to Djibouti. Sensing an opportunity to bolster regional influence, the UAE, along with the UK, invested heavily in enhancing the port facilities of Berbera and building a highway connecting it to Ethiopia. This commercial venture brought unexpected benefits for Somaliland. With the backing of regional heavyweights like the UAE and Ethiopia, Somaliland found itself better equipped to counter Somalia's territorial claims and further its quest for global recognition. Interestingly, despite the significant military investments in Eritrea and Somaliland, the actual presence of the UAE military dwindled with time. The base in Berbera never became fully operational, and the UAE's engagement in Asab lessened. Regardless of these military recalibrations, the diplomatic and trade ties formed due to the Yemen conflict have endured, bringing about transformative change to the Horn of Africa. Eritrea and Somaliland, two nations that were previously struggling in their respective international endeavors, found themselves reaping unexpected benefits, all thanks to the changing dynamics brought about by the Yemen war. The future of these ties remains uncertain, contingent on the shifting sands of global and regional politics. However, it is undeniable that their current position is far stronger than before the Yemen conflict. Yet it is essential to tread cautiously. The international game of power and politics is intricate, with alliances being as transient as they are beneficial. While Eritrea and Somaliland's rise in geopolitical prominence is noteworthy, Yemen's tragic tale serves as a somber backdrop. The human cost of the war is a haunting reminder of the unpredictability of international conflicts. The interconnectedness of global events often leads to unforeseen outcomes. While some nations suffer, others quite unexpectedly find opportunities amidst the chaos. Concluding, the Yemen conflict and its far-reaching consequences serve as a poignant example of how global events, no matter how localized they seem, have the potential to reshape the fates of nations miles away. Thanks for watching Middle East Info. If you found this video insightful, please consider liking and subscribing.